Welcome to Living in the Flow Radio. I'm Dr. Ruth Cherry. My book is Living in the Flow, Practicing Vibrational Alignment, and we're on the Amazing Women of Power Network this morning. I want to talk about owning our power, which is actually the opposite of how it sounds. Owning our power isn't about increasing anything, but about letting go. Letting go of the defenses we have unconsciously assumed when we were younger to help get us through life, whether that be working hard or avoiding work. Whatever we chose, which reduced our anxiety and told us how to proceed, well, now at midlife, after 40, 45, 50, we release that defense. If our controller told us to be good, now we step back and we look at that controller. So many of the new meditators I meet in the meditation group talk about being good, talk about what they should do. One man came recently, told me that his doctor had told him to meditate daily. He came in with lots of questions, clearly wanting to meditate the way he does everything else, gathering information from authorities and reasoning his way through. I like to use meditation as an example of how we do life. Meditation is just being present to the moment. We don't know what we will experience. We just show up and we say, I'm available. When a new meditator comes to the group talking about the latest Wayne Dyer PBS show, I know we have some adjusting to do. I love Wayne Dyer, and I watch the PBS installments eagerly. But when we sit to meditate, we're not in our heads. We're not thinking about someone else. We're not thinking. We want to focus on being present to what is inside us this second. As long as we stay in our heads looking outward at another person, we're not present in meditation. We can't do meditation right. Meditation is life cut small. Whatever we do in meditation, we do in life, but probably without awareness. In meditation, we turn on the spotlight and we simply notice what is this second. If we power our way through life using our minds, that's what we'll see in meditation, and that's great, as long as we don't identify with our minds. Or maybe it's not your mind that provided you with a vehicle to motor through the exigencies of the first half of your life. Maybe it was your humor, or your athletic ability, or your appearance, or your charisma. Whatever you chose long ago when you didn't know you were choosing it, to ease your way, has curtailed your aliveness. We chose our defense because we thought it would make life easier, but in effect what it's done has closed down our aliveness. Whatever we've done, we look at in meditation. We notice the process, which by now seems natural. We're so used to closing down on our aliveness, we think that's natural, but we notice that when we meditate. Controllers, and the controller is a good part of each of us. The controller is our intellect. The controller is the part of us that tells us how to do life right, how to be good, how to be appropriate, how to fit in. But we don't meditate for any of those reasons. We meditate simply to be, and the controller really has nothing to say about being. The controller is only concerned with behavior. So when we sit in meditation, we just be, and we notice what it is this second to be us. Fairly simple, huh? But what consternation it arouses. Meditation provides us with a snapshot of how we live. And it's how we live that's the backdrop for owning our power. So meditation helps us to see what is, what our dynamics are in the second. We don't resist our dynamics. We don't identify with our dynamics. We simply acknowledge them. We notice them. The magic part of midlife, that time after our 40s and our 50s, our 60s, and the magic part of meditation is that it invites the power of our unconscious to heal us. Our unconscious becomes more active in midlife than it has been since we were very young. Suddenly it seems like something is bringing experiences to us, which release tension that we've maintained since our early adulthood, maybe even before that. And if we've lived listening to our controllers, we've probably stored a lot of tension over the years. So we meditate, which is to say to life, I'm available to be healed, and we look at the tension. We don't need to hold on to the shield that the controller has provided for us. We don't need to use our intellect instead of feeling. We don't need to hide our vulnerability. We say, I'm ready to see life for what it is. And more importantly, I'm ready to experience life without any padding to reduce its shock. In meditation, we say, yes, I'm available this second, and this second, and this second. And that's what owning our power is about. Meditation certainly is not the only way to effect this shift, but it's an easy way to notice what is inside you. Owning your power comes down to not using your defenses, not structuring your experience, not closing off some parts of yourself, just being present. And part of being present is receiving. Because when we get out of the way, we notice that life has its own guidance system specifically for us, and it's not what our intellects would have created. Owning our power is saying yes to life. Not yes, I think that's a good idea, so I'll try it for a while. Owning our power is assuming a totally different relationship to life. In midlife, we're humble, we're open to learning, we're available. We say, my primary relationship is with my inner world, and I will trust its guidance no matter what. I won't put any restrictions on the guidance I receive. I won't say, now life, remember, I don't want to be uncomfortable, and I don't want to be poor. Please make retirement pleasant. Owning our power is completely letting go. It's saying, yes, I'm available. And it's saying that again every day, and maybe 5 times a day. We let go of any facade that we've developed in the early part of our lives. We let go of trying to appear a certain way. Maybe your facade was professional. Maybe your facade was athlete. Maybe your facade was the biggest jerk on the block. Whatever facade you chose, consciously or unconsciously, in the first part of your life, now in midlife you release. You're not trying to appear any way in particular, especially to yourself. We've used our facades to limit our inner world experience. We didn't want to feel every part of ourselves. We just wanted to be strong. We weren't very comfortable with our vulnerability. We didn't like the parts of ourselves that our social group didn't approve of. So we cut off parts of ourselves. Well, at midlife we say, I have to know who I am. I have to know everything that's going on inside me. After 40 and 45 and 50, we don't pretend that we're something we're not. Authenticity becomes our number one priority. We have to be who we are. We don't care what we see. We have to know what's true inside us. And we can't fool ourselves any longer. We know that who we've tried to be and how we've tried to look isn't really the whole story. We know there are wounds that haven't been healed. We know there's sadness from the early part of life. And now, in midlife, we allow the universe to show us how to heal. Our intellects can't orchestrate our healing for us, but we've had enough experience with life to know that we can trust life to heal us. And we notice experiences come to us that we didn't manufacture, but they're exactly the experiences we need to heal. We have an interpersonal encounter. Maybe it's somebody we know, maybe it's somebody we don't know. Our feelings come up, some pretty strong feelings. But we don't resist our feelings any longer. Because by midlife and beyond, we've been through so much. We've had relationships, we've lost relationships, we've had jobs, we've lost jobs, we've made money, we've lost money. We've had our health, we've lost our health, we've had it again. We're stronger than we've ever been in our lives. So are we going to be afraid of some unhealed wound at our deepest center? No. We can handle it. So we get to know our inner world landscape in more depth than we've ever known it before. We notice the child part of us who's still hurting from seeing herself as powerless. She's still alive in our inner worlds. We notice the bully part of us that pushes other people around. Maybe we're intimidating. Maybe we scare people. Maybe that gets them to back off. We notice the cerebral part of ourselves that says, let's just think our way out of this. But by midlife, we're going to say, I have to know myself completely in great depth, because I'm not going to settle for half measures anymore. I know there's more to me than anyone has ever seen, than I've ever seen. But I'm not going to settle for just being a facade, just being a two-dimensional figure. So we move inside. But now we also know that we can trust the universe. So our guidance seems like it comes from outside us. It really doesn't. It comes from the deepest place inside us. But it's not a place that we can predict or understand. But it pulls us to exactly the encounters we need to have, to bring up the feelings we need to feel in order to heal. We don't accept limitations anymore. We were willing to limit ourselves in the first half of life because life was just too scary, too overwhelming. We tried to be perfect. We thought that would keep us safer. But now, in midlife, after our 40s and our 50s, we're not interested in perfection. That just seems like a coffin. We're interested in vitality and aliveness and passion and intensity and joy and creativity. And we can only experience that by going to the very deepest places inside us and allowing healing. Allowing is a perfect midlife word. We allow healing because we're not saying to the universe, back off, I'm afraid, I'm closing down. We're saying to the universe, yes, I'm available, I'm here, you show me how to get from where I am right now to the fullness, the richness, all that I can be. And always, always the universe says yes. Always the universe is available to help us and to pull us and to guide us and to show us. And then we realize our experience is sacred. When we're working in partnership with the universe, when we're being pulled to our healing, our experience is sacred. So whatever we experience, however it feels, we appreciate it, we honor it, we respect the wisdom that our intellects cannot fathom. And then life becomes a wonderful adventure. We get up every day and we say, wonder what's going to happen today. What gifts am I going to be receiving today? What's the universe going to show me today? I'm Dr. Ruth Cherry. This has been our Living in the Flow radio program. My book is Living in the Flow, Practicing Vibrational Alignment. My website is meditationintro.com. You can write to me on my website. I'd like to hear what you think about the book. And I wish you the best this week, living in the flow. Thank you.